I'm Holden Robertson.
And this is Cobb Nature Show.
This is a new web series that we're super excited to bring you. Not only are we going to show you around some of the natural resources and beautiful areas that we have here in Cobb County, but we also connect with different volunteer groups, libraries, and other third-party organizations to tell you the volunteer opportunities we have, the educational resources we have, and all the ways you can just get involved with our natural resources here in Cobb. So feel free to join us all the way through our show. We have lots of eco tips and different activity instructions we'd love to give you. However, if you have any special interest, here are the different segments that we're having on our show. Feel free to skip right to those, but as I said, be sure to join us all the way because we have tons of information and activities that we don't want you to miss. Thanks for joining us.
I want to invite everyone to join Trail of the Month Club. Trail of the Month Club is a series of hikes happening throughout 2024. Every month, we'll hike a different trail on the second Saturday of the month. You can find each one of these dates and times on the Cobb Parks website. So in January, on January 13th at 1 p.m., we'll be at Price Park, hiking the north side of the park. In February, we'll be at Lost Mountain Park, and in March, we'll be at Heritage Park. Trail of the Month Club is a great way to learn new trails in our area and learn about the different kind of ecosystems we have, and also meet some new friends that you can make new hiking buddies with. It's a great way to get outdoors and have a good time. So I hope you'll join us January 13th from 1 to 3 at Price Park for Trail of the Month Club.
Holden, we're out here at beautiful Price Park next to Allatoona Creek. I'm here with Amy from Friends of Price Park, and they're going to introduce our park and tell you some things that we got going on.
Hi everyone, welcome to Price Park. Here we are at the beautiful Big Bend, right by beautiful Allatoona Creek. We here at Price Park and the Friends of Price Park Board want to welcome you to the park and invite you to join us in some of the activities that we sponsor here. We have nature walks every month. We have art in the park in the spring, in the fall. We also have an Easter egg hunt that takes many, many volunteers to help the Easter Bunny hide all of those beautiful eggs. We also do trick or treat around the meadow at Halloween time, and we'd love for you to come and sponsor a table and help us make it a beautiful event. I'd like to show you a few of my favorite spots around the park. Here we are at the benches by the creek. This is a great place to bring your dogs, your kids, have a picnic, read a book, put your feet in the water. Thank you for joining us today as we discover Price Park. If you'd like more information about how to get involved, the programs we offer, or about the many trails that we have to offer, please visit us at www.friendsofpricepark.org. Bye! Hope to see you soon.
This is a new segment that we like to call Eco Tips. We'll be covering recycling today because since it's the holiday season, I know you all have lots of boxes left over, not only from gift giving, but from shipping and handling. So rather than just throwing those boxes out, we can recycle them into some great presents for the people who give us gifts year-round, in our shoes, in our beds. That's right, I'm talking about your cats. Cats love boxes. So many stories about people buying their cats a nice fancy toy, and they'd rather just go for the box. So this holiday season, just give your cat a box. Give your cat a nice a designated hide spot by simply taping 2 boxes together or taping some stands to a box. A designated hide is a great present from your cat because it gives them a place not only to chill and observe in safety, but also a place to go and unwind if maybe they're feeling overwhelmed or stressed. It really makes them like a new member of the family with their own space. If your cat's not skittish enough to hide, but he likes to observe, stack the boxes high and make yourself a cat tree. Just make sure that there's no gaps and your cardboard is sturdy. We don't want your cats to fall down. Cardboard's not only great because it has the mystical property to allure cats, but it's also great for their nails. Corrugated cat boards are very popularly sold in stores because they can keep the cats off the cushions and also keep their nails short so they don't scratch you too much. If you don't want to spend the money and buy corrugated cardboard for your cat, simply take some boxes, fold up the sides so that that corrugation is showing, and secure it with tape, glue, or whatever you may have, and you can give your cat a great present this holiday season. There's lots we can do with cardboard, from crafting things from our loved ones, or come out and start getting your garden ready for the next growing season. I'm out here at our Hyde Farms garden. Most of our crops have died off for the winter, and all that we're left with are dried grasses and weeds that are gonna try to survive the coming frost. Rather than letting them, we're gonna take those boxes that we've collected, and rather than making cat crafts, we're gonna bust them out and lay them down. Getting a large area of boxes, whether that means you have one big box, maybe you got a nice TV, or you got lots of little boxes lying around, go ahead and overlap them, stack them together, and you can get a nice fertile plot of land ready for a pollinator garden. Some extra steps to help you might be wetting down the cardboard or throwing mulch on top. Now, why a pollinator garden? Well, not only because they are beautiful and they can add more space into your home, but they encourage biodiversity in your local area, inviting bees, butterflies, and beautiful birds to your home. They are a great way to support your natural local ecosystem. If you would like to learn more about some of the beautiful pollinator gardens that we have here in Georgia, you should join Homegrown National Parks, which starts pollinator gardens right there in your own backyard, or go to our Rosalind Carter Butterfly Center. They are some great people that have lots of information about pollinators, how to get started. Thanks for joining me here on Eco Tips. We've got more to show you, and we hope you'll join us.
Cobb Park's natural resource management isn't just about natural landscapes, environmental education, and outdoor recreation. It also encompasses some of our county's historical resources, such as the Green Bullard Historic House Museum and Hyde Farm Park.
Hi, I'm Kevin Hill with Cobb Parks Natural Resources. Welcome to Finding History. Here today we're in our museum storage facility, and as you can see, the shelves are aligned with different sorts of tools and implements and bits and pieces of history from the past. You know, much like you might have in your kitchen at home, we have often tools that we use for everyday life, make our lives a little easier. But as time changes, a lot of times those items might get replaced or maybe made obsolete altogether. We have a couple such items here with us today. Here's an interesting one here. This is a jar lid opener, and what you did was you put the jar lid around here and squeeze it, almost like a pair of pliers. Come in very handy with some of the jars I've recently opened. This is another interesting tool. This was found once time at nearly every kitchen in America. Comment below if you think you know what this item was used for. Here we have another interesting bit. Looks almost like a cheese grater. And it's made of metal, has an opening here, and there's different serrated edges here on the front. This is a corn scraper. And what you did was, after you picked your corn and took the husk off, you would scrape it along this top part here to remove all of the threads and all the silks. And then you would often scrape the bottom part to remove those kernels from the cob. Now, if you use this middle part, it has a bit of a sharper edge here. This would not only remove the kernels, but it would also crush those kernels. And if you wanted to use something like for cornbread or making corn mash, you can use that type of thing as well. These are just a couple of the items that we have here in our storage facility. If you'd like to see some of our items that we currently have on display, be sure to visit our Green Meadows Historic Bullard House Museum, located at Green Meadows Preserve, open the second Saturday of every month from 10 a.m. until 12 p.m. Thanks for watching. See you next time on Finding History.
Hi, I'm Amanda and I work at the West Cobb Regional Library. We want to invite you to warm up with a good book. Since our friends at Cobb Parks are here, we've chosen some titles that will take your imagination outside while you stay cozy inside. The first book I've chosen for you guys is a nonfiction book because it's fantastic to get outdoors, and I especially like to get outdoors with my dog Branson. This is an essential guide to hiking with tips and trails and also tips for keeping you and your dog safe while you're on the trail. Second is a fictional series by an author named Paul Dwarin. He's a Maine game warden, and he writes about this character named Mike Bowditch, who runs into all kind of mystery and mayhem in the wilds of Maine, but he also sprinkles in some advice about walking in the woods. Fantastic book. Thank you for joining us. We hope you get out into the wonderful parks of Cobb County. The Essential Guide to Hiking with Dogs by the American Hiking Society. Dead by Dawn, Paul Dwarin.
Hi, I'm Patty Latch with the Schweitzer Library, which is a branch of the Cobb County Public Library System. And I love to go outside and take advantage of all the fabulous parks and trails and outdoors wonderful spaces in Cobb County. So I am going to share with you a book that we have at the library. And starting out, we're going to go for a nature walk. So I have my backpack, and in my backpack, I have, my bug box. That way I can look at a bug close up and see what it is. Very important. I have a water bottle because you don't want to get too thirsty and have to stop hiking when you're not ready to stop. I have binoculars. I love watching birds. And sometimes you just need to really look at them close up so you can tell what they are. And when you really, really want to stay out, you have to bring a snack. So I have a snack in here someplace. But most importantly, I have a book, A Field Guide to Trees. This will help me know what kind of trees I'm looking at. We can look at the leaves and the bark and all sorts of ways to tell what kind of trees they are. But because I especially like watching birds, I have my bird identification guide as well. So, people of all ages like to be outside in nature, and Cobb's parks are wonderful places to start out getting out into nature. There are wonderful trails and spaces, good open spaces. Why, for little kids, you can introduce them to hiking and nature walks with Maisie. Most of you know Maisie the mouse. She takes her friends in Maisie Goes on a Nature Walk, a Maisie First Experiences book by Lucy Cousins. She takes all of her friends, they go to a park, and they find lots of very cool nature. I hope you enjoy that. Go out and enjoy a park in Cobb County. There are lots of wonderful identification guides. I have my first field guide to trees, and that's written by and put out by the National Audubon Society. Peterson does fabulous bird books. This is a young naturalist's backyard birds, and it's by Jonathan Latimer and Karen Story Nolting. And then, of course, there's Maisie. Maisie Goes on a Nature Walk by Lucy Cousins.
Hi, it's me and Holden again, and we're here to do a craft with you. This craft is very easy and it will be beneficial for the wildlife in your yard. We're going to use pine cones that you can find anywhere in your yard or maybe in a park. You can find different kinds of pine cones in different areas of Georgia. In the mountains, you might find pine cones like this. In the Piedmont, you might find pine cones like this, a loblolly pine. And a little further south, you might find these big pine cones from the longleaf pine. Today, we're going to use some that we found in the park to make these bird feeders. We have some peanut butter and some bird seed. And Holden's going to show you how to use them to make a bird feeder.
Awesome. Thank you, Candy. So to start off, like you would start off with any craft, you should lay down either a tablecloth or some newspaper so you don't get anything dirty. On top of that, we're going to be using a tray to pour our seeds in and roll around our pine cones just to make sure it stays nice and contained. So the first thing you want to do is go out either to one of our beautiful parks or to your backyard and grab yourself a pine cone. Go ahead and put on some gloves, that way you can keep all of your hands clean and not have any messy fingers. And then we'll open up our jar of peanut butter. Get a utensil. I have a fork. You can use a knife or a spoon, it doesn't matter. And we're gonna get a nice big glob of peanut butter. And what we do is really make sure we work that in between the cracks. Give it a nice good layering. Makes a nice little clacky sound. So you'll want to do that for all the sides of your pine cone. We're just going to stick with this one side for now. And now, take your seeds and pour them into your tray. Once you have a nice layer of seeds on your tray, you can take that pine cone and just start rolling it around in there. You really want to pack it in there because it'll give the squirrels and the birds an activity to poke through and kind of forage for their seeds. And as you can see, we have a beautiful layer on our pine cone. So get that nice even coating of peanut butter all around the pine cone, tie a little bit of string to the top, hang it from your rafters, hang it from a tree, and you'll invite all sorts of natural flora and fauna into your area.
I hope you enjoyed the first episode of Cobb Nature Show. It is truly a pleasure to connect our community to the great outdoors through environmental education and outdoor recreation programming. On the horizon for February, we have some awesome new segments, including Cherokee Connections with Cherokee Elder Tony Harris and his wife Kara. They will share Cherokee culture and connections to the land. We also have a garden guide with the Master Gardener volunteers from the Cobb Wellness Garden. They will have monthly tasks to help you keep up with your garden in any season. And finally, a nature photography segment with tips and tricks to take cool pics with some of Cobb's best nature photographers. So make sure you're following all of our social media accounts by visiting our link tree. Thanks for watching. Now go explore Cobb Parks.